It takes time to appreciate certain things. It takes time for people to appreciate greatness. In the time since Marc Marquez's injury in 2020, times have changed a lot in MotoGP. New champions, advancements in aerodynamics and the bike performances, and there has been a lot of questions since then. Has Marc Marquez changed? Physically? Yes. Mentally? Yes. But there's one thing that's underneath all of this that's shining through in 2025. His talent. He's went through multiple injuries, multiple surgeries, changed 2 teams, and at this point of 2025, we're potentially looking at the most complete version of Marc Marquez that we've ever seen in MotoGP. As you can see on screen, we have the results of his first 4 rounds from each of his Grand Prix seasons in the MotoGP class. There are a number of standouts. You can look at his rookie season in 2013, where he went 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, on a Repsol Honda, which was pretty much not expected, but it could be said that's where the level of that bike was. But for a rookie, it was pretty special. 2014 is the other standout. First. Then you look at 2025. First, DNF first. People often say that his best season in Grand Prix racing was indeed that 2019 season where he finished 1st or 2nd in every race apart from one. At the start of that year, he went 2nd, 1st, DNF first. For me personally speaking, I think that the 2019 season is the greatest single season that any rider has ever put up in MotoGP history. He was on an inferior bike that he could work on and he could manage the problems and made it his own. He was up against Ducatis, the Yamahas, and Suzuki's and made it work somehow. It was a demonstration of talent. The rider controlling the bike. Now, of course, the injuries sustained in 2020 changed the course of his career. He went through difficult periods of recovery in 2021 and 2022, but in 2023, when he was back to relatively full fitness, it was the bike that was able to control him, and the magic between him and the Honda disappeared. The change to Gresini in 2024 massively changed the trajectory of his career, and has arguably extended his career by another few years, because if he had to stay with Honda, I don't think he'd be racing on the grid still. 2024 was a demonstration of the genius coming back. The flashes of speed, the unbelievable comeback rides that we've seen from Marc Marquez in 2024. But something was missing. In this age of MotoGP, if you're not on the best machinery, it's truly hard to fight for a world title. In 2024, the GP23 versus the GP24 debate went on a lot throughout the year. But one thing was clear. There was one GP23 that was outshining the GP23s and the GP24 on occasions on the grid, and it was in the hands of Marc Marquez. That led to Ducati signing him over Jorge Martin. Ducati seemed certain that they made the right choice. Marc Marquez finished the year in 2024 with 3 Grand Prix victories and finished 3rd in the World Championship. But the performances throughout that year indicated that the talent was still burning underneath. Overcoming all those injuries, all those comebacks, all those setbacks, the disappointments, it was vindicated by leaving Honda to go to a satellite Ducati, as it's ended up with him being on the best team, the best seat, on the best bike in MotoGP. And in 2025, we've seen a different Marquez. He looks different on the bike. He looks smooth. He looks really effortless in his attempts to win another world title. The start of the season has been nearly perfect. He's got pole position at every single Grand Prix. He has won every single sprint race. He has won 3 out of the 4 Grand Prix. It was probably going to be 4 out of 4, but he crashed in Coda when he made a mistake in the race. And arguably, you could say at this point of the season, the only person to beat Marc Marquez is Marc Marquez. Yes, Pecco Bagnaia has won a Grand Prix, but Pecco Bagnaia wasn't going to win that Grand Prix if Marc Marquez hadn't made the mistake. But the stats are, he's won 7 of the 8 races so far in 2025. Each of his wins in 2025 have been a little bit different. We've seen in Thailand his ability to overcome an issue, which of course was the tire pressure issue in the Grand Prix. He waited, he got the pressures in the correct window again, and then he struck and took the lead. In Argentina, it was a display of patience, waiting around, knowing that his brother was trying to beat him. He knew what he had in hand, and he struck decisively to take another win. And of course, his latest victory, I think, is the best victory that he's had so far this season. A tire management masterclass in Qatar, a circuit which he hadn't won at since 2014. That goes back 11 years. And he said it was something that he wants to tick off his list, that if he was winning in Qatar, something is definitely happening. And that's the point of 2025. We are seeing a rider who has matured, who's using his brain in a different way on the best bike on the grid. Of course, in the past, blinding speed, sheer bravery on the Honda at times got him through situations which probably no one else could have done. But on this Ducati, he's showing a different way of winning. He's winning it his way. He's having margin in his pocket where he knows if he pushes to a certain degree, he can be competitive. And he's got a lot in reserve. We've seen that in the Grand Prix on Sunday in Qatar. He saved his tyres to perfection and waited, struck, and then set the fastest lap 3 laps in a row towards the end of the race. He beat his teammate by 4.5 seconds. Pecco Bagnaia is a 2-time MotoGP World Champion. He has won the most Grand Prix for Ducati in the MotoGP era. He is a top quality rider. But Marc Marquez has came into that Ducati setup and has took it to another level. In 2019, Marquez was fabulous to watch. The saves, the unbelievable qualifying laps, the bravery in races to take on things when he should have really settled for second. But this year, the most complete version of Marc Marquez is right in front of us. After all the injuries, the comeback story is unfolding right in front of us. So appreciate it. He's appreciative of having another chance. And that is why this version of Marc Marquez, the tactics, the ability to think about things during a race, he is, without a doubt, in my eyes this year, the most complete version that we've ever seen of him. And it's truly a pleasure to watch.